Hello, YouTube. ZiggyNo back with Sports Cards Daily. Today is March 29th. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. If you haven't already, please subscribe, click the bell, leave some comments, tell me what's going on. If there's anything you'd like for me to look into, or if you're dropping content later this week, please let me know. Leave a message below. I'd be happy to bring some attention to that for you. Real quickly, let me go ahead and jump over here to Sports Collectors Daily. Give you a quick look at what's going on around the hobby. News and notes: Brady rookie pushes $2 million. LeBron's pricey warm-ups over $40,000. Which is absolutely crazy. I thought this was interesting, though. I think one of these cards just sold for like 1.5 recently, so another one going up. There's only 100 of these. I'm going to number to 100. Next up, there's a rise in the baseball vintage market, which is no surprise. A little interesting story here about this player. Next up, we talked about earlier about the Holland card. Sports Illustrated, or ESPN, I'm sorry. It's caught the attention up about 125,000 for, I think it was numbered to 25, autograph card. Next up, affiliate in Portland, Maine did a great story on sports cards, which I thought was interesting. I wanted to bring your attention to a few things here real quickly. Let's go back to one of these little clips here.
Strictly sports gambling.
During the last boom of the late 80s, early 90s, the card manufacturers were overproducing cards. This time around, they're underproducing, creating a scarcity, driving up prices.
I'm going to ask you to prove that. I honestly would call bullshit on that. I don't believe that's true at all. I mean, we know in the 80s, 90s they overproduced, but there were also competition, and they made one set. They made a lot of that one set. If I look at today, if I were to count up how many Zion rookie cards there were made versus how many, say, Ken Griffey Jr.'s were made in 1989, I think Zion's going to win that bet. And I'd also say, as a news reporter, I think you should do a better job of fact checking. I know that was hearsay. I know you heard that from somebody who told you, oh, well, now there's scarcity and the manufacturers are protecting it. That's probably coming from somebody in the industry. The only people that are going to lie to you and tell you that the manufacturers are protecting scarcity are people who make money in the hobby. As somebody who's in the hobby, I'm going to tell you that's a lie. Okay? We are in the bubble. It is going to pop. In fact, this guy says this later on. Listen to this.
For how long?
Become more of almost like a stock market type of situation. The bubble will break. The question is when.
I agree. And like a stock market, or let me say unlike a stock market, this is not regulated, right? So a lot of people are going to lose money. A lot of people are going to be stuck holding some paper cards that's going to be worth BS. And the same will happen in NFTs and other things. So just beware, right? Been calling it, saying it for a while. Too much printing, too much BS going on in the hobby. Let's take a look at some of the channels. A good channel I'd like for you to bring some attention to is Breakout Cards. This guy does a great channel, does some shows that he goes to, always putting out good content. He did this one in his personal collection a few days ago, which I really enjoyed because he mapped this to John Wooden's Pyramid of Success. It wasn't just him sharing cards and going, this is my favorite card because I found this on a Friday, my mom opened it. This is a really well thought out PC and mapping it, to success. So I really enjoyed that. If you haven't already, get over there, give the guy some love, check out the video, maybe map your own success, and give him a subscribe. Help him pop over 1,000. Next up, Market Movers by Sports Card Investor. Saw Tyler last week on Sports Card Live. Followed Tyler, know him for a while since I was admin at Sports Card Investor a long time ago. Big fan of Market Movers. Again, I'm not an affiliate. I don't get paid. I don't work for Market Movers. But when I watch this video, I keep thinking to myself, who the hell uses Card Ladder? I mean, if you're going to use Card Ladder, there's free apps out there. But Card Ladder is like a rock and flint compared to this, which is like a blowtorch, a lighter. Again, just if you're using Card Ladder, do me a favor. Check out this video and tell me Card Ladder can do any of this stuff. Or it can do half the stuff, right? They can't. And again, I'll just point out the Card Ladder owners are just very shady individuals, right? You can look that up. If you haven't seen that already, I can bring your attention to it. But two people that I would trust about as far as I can throw. Next up, Panini. This is the week, man. A few days left till Panini Prism comes out. I'm curious to see what they're going to price this at. Since first off the line ended up between $2,000 and $2,200, where are they going to price this? Right? Remember they screwed us on Donruss around $1,000, I think, for Donruss box. So this is going to be more than $1,000, less than $2,000. My gut is going to be $1,900, $1,750, somewhere in there is what they're going to try to stick us for, which absolutely makes me sick. This will sell it fast, and it is what it is. But I want to point out again, they're making more of this than they've ever made before. There'll be more Prism in 2021 than any year before. Even though this class is one of the weaker classes, probably one of the weakest classes since probably 2016, when we had, I think, Brogdon was the MVP, right? And then 2015 was that KAT. I'm just saying, really, really weak classes in this basketball set. Lastly, I'm going to bring some attention to the NFT market. Been following NFTs, great site, Moment Ranks, and I'll just point this out. This has been going up and down, this value of the Top Shot market. 1.3 billion, it was up to 1.5. Kind of surprising me. And I saw the video and I talked about how people are trying to withdraw money and complaining about it. I'm not going to go into that, but again, if you're in Top Shot, there's a lot of people making some money, people not. My personal opinion is I think Top Shot is inflated. Like the sports card market, it will come down. It's a bubble, but I think it's a great prelude to what we're going to see in other sports, right? Be ready for soccer, for football, for baseball in the NFT world. It's coming. I do think we could do better with NFTs, but again, just beware. On that note, I did mention, I talked about the video a little bit yesterday in my live. They did do an update on the withdrawal policy. I thought this is pretty interesting. The thing I'm going to again commend or applaud Top Shot for, they do a very good job trying to fairly get packs to individuals. Nobody's hoarding these. There's no freaking blowout or Dave and Adams who are hoarding cards and poking it and Dutch ovening us. Also, they're controlling the withdrawals, which I think is great because a lot of guys just want to get in, get out, and flip their cash and get out. Well, this keeps them in there where they have to, wait a little bit. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to complain. And if you're complaining, well, then you probably should put the money in there in the first place. Let me see. Last, I just thought you'd bring your attention to market movers and some of the things I'm watching for. Basketball, 20 rookies, and seeing who's been going down. Down to me is the big key. And I think it's interesting Durant comes up in this just because it's a 20 card, but Halliburton, Lillard, this Sadiq Bey, I think might be a good time to look at him. Again, I'm not going to give you recommendations to buy or not, but first of all, I don't like the cards that are available. I guess I'd go with hoops. I'm not a fan of drafts. Draft picks is garbage, and you'll see that the draft picks is going to continue to decline. You should not buy draft cards. That's just it's a poor decision. Anyway, hopefully this is good, valuable information for you. More content coming this week. Hope you had a great weekend. Again, thank you for visiting, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow. And again, like I said, if you have more content you want me to share, feel free to drop that in the comments below.